over a body of water. But in this case, this beautiful archway is just for beauty's sake. Nothing else and nothing more. I wonder if you can hear my celery juice. I have a nice reusable water bottle, which, just so you know, on many of my videos, I have put a link below to actually have you get one of those if you need a steel reusable water bottle. There are so many out there, but I try to make sure that any link that I provide is coordinated to what I am talking about and what the video has to do with. And today I made celery juice because if any of you listening or watching are familiar with Tony Robbins, one thing that he talks about that is life-changing is daily celery juice. And so today I brought a picnic on my walk and talk, and I have some celery juice. I didn't finish it all, but if you hear the slish slosh, it is my celery juice, which I will finish. And if you haven't heard of the benefits of celery juice, well, to put it in a very polite way, it keeps everything in the pipes flowing wonderfully. You don't have to have any issues to need celery juice, but it will help to prevent any issues that you might have. Basically, you're trying to use prevention so nothing kind of clumps up, so to speak, but keeps things flowing very smoothly. And I really love the expression, you know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And I think that's one of my favorite expressions because I'm always looking to the things that we can do for ourselves to keep healthy, to stay healthy, to be healthy, and really try to prevent, you know, lots of different illnesses. It's a big topic this past year about the flu, right? And, well, I don't mean the flu, but the flu, which is kind of a different emphasis. And that emphasis would be on the COVID virus. And it's really been wonderful because people have talked about the importance of vitamin D and zinc and drinking lots of fluids. And if you have an air purifier, and making sure to get fresh air. And if you smoke, it's probably not a good idea. It'd be a great time to stop. And eucalyptus is amazing for the pillow. It really opens up all your passageways just on a regular day. I've always suffered with some allergies, so eucalyptus essential oil is perfect on your pillow if you have allergies to dust or particular seasons. And walking is so wonderful because it increases your circulation. Your feet are basically like pumps to make sure that that blood flow is going up to the heart and down to the feet and up to the heart and down to the feet. And it's so wonderful whenever we do like a headstand in yoga, is because we're bringing that blood flow to our, upper body, which is really great. Walking is free, and that's another advantage. There's no cost in getting outside, but if you prefer a bike or a skateboard or a scooter, okay, these people are very loud. I'm trying to walk away from them. A bit of trivia about Central Park. More than, I'd say, 15 years ago, there was a horse stable that had been there for actually, I think, more than 100 years on 89th and Amsterdam. And this horse stable, you could actually rent a horse and come into Central Park, as there was the bridle path. Unfortunately, I think 10 or 12 years ago, they took away 89th and Amsterdam, the horse stable. Of course, I don't know why, but now it's rare to never to see anyone on the bridle path, unless maybe there happens to be a police officer who is just patrolling patrolling the actual park, and then you might actually see the police officer, but it's rare to never. But 15 years ago, when you would come to the park, you would regularly see the people who would ride from 89th and Amsterdam. And right now we are on that bridle path, and having been a horse lover my entire life, it's something that I truly miss about Central Park. I only took a horse out one time, and it was fascinating. I mean, to be on a horse in Central Park, I was living my own movie. And I really regret that I didn't do that more than once. And you had to ride on the sidewalk around the block in order to follow like the one-way sign. You actually had to go the way that the sign said in order to get to the park. So it took about a half an hour to get to the park from 89th and Amsterdam. And then once you got in here, whether it was a homeless person or some kids running around or a dog, you had to be very aware. And I was by myself. There wasn't a guide. It was just me and this beautiful, majestic animal called the horse. And we rode on the bridle path. Now, I'm currently not next to the path that I was on. I was, closer to 89th and Amsterdam, but it was memorable. And it's like one of those moments, I think it was 2006, and it was one of those moments when you do wish you were with someone else that could actually take your picture, but I was by myself, but I remember it. I was there with me. But I just wanted to give you a little bit about trivia in Central Park, that horseback riding up until about 12 or 15 years ago was a regular and an inherent part of the park. And it's one that I greatly miss, and I wish that it would come back. I'm sure there's somebody who would be able to bring their horses in from somewhere else and get some kind of city permit, but I don't have a horse, and I don't have any friends close to the city council. There's the moon. So yes, this is a bridle trail. A couple of years ago, Gallup NYC, which is an organization that works with children with disabilities, and so they learn how to ride horses, and it's a really fantastic organization. Gallup NYC. They did have a little tiny horse show in the park. So they brought the horses here, and they had several students ride, and they received their awards. And the beautiful thing about the instruction at Gallup NYC is that there's